Welcome back to the channel again, guys. Today we are going to do a comparison of two flashes that I really like. One I've used for a long time and I'm in their ecosystem. The other one I'm not in the ecosystem, but I like their flashes. One is the Godox V1. We're going to be comparing that against the Neewer Z2. Now, these flashes are so similar. The specs are either identical or just so close it's almost minute to even discuss it. So, other than a few things, like the price right now. I just got this Neewer flash, which I'll tell you what I love about this freaking flash. I love that menu setup. I like that. That's nice. It's really nice to have the big numbers. I like it. I like it a lot. It's easy to navigate, even if you're new. As long as you're experienced with flashes and you've used them, it's not a very hard menu to learn. In fact, I think the menu is easier to learn than the Godox. But anyway, let's jump into the video and we'll get started with everything. So like I was saying, the menu is super simple. If you're used to using on-camera flashes at all, it'll take you no time to figure it out. Now, if you're new to photography, of course, it's going to be a little bit confusing, but you'll learn with time. So we're going to be comparing the Z2 to the old standby Godox, which is the menu on it. It's not terrible. It's just old and outdated. I mean, it's been the same forever and ever. I mean, I feel like it's got the same basic menu that my Canon 580 EX2 that has disappeared somewhere. We had it for like 20 years or however long it's been out. Basically have the same menu, the same old LED. It's like you're playing an old Nintendo video game or something. So, but anyway, we're going to see the prices. That's what I was trying to tell you guys. Sorry. The prices. I bought the Neewer on sale on Amazon for $199. Now the Godox V1 is $259 right now, so $60 difference. Not a huge amount, but you know, if you're on a tight budget, $60 is $60. So we are going to test these against each other. We're going to put them on the Canon R6. We're going to shoot. I'm going to start out with TTL. This is a very basic test that I want to do. So we're going to do a shoot. We're going to shoot now. Here in Atlanta, it's like 100 degrees. Even I looked just a few minutes ago at sundown tonight, it's still going to be 89 as the sun sets and humidity's through the roof. So we may do a few outside. We're going to do very few. I'm also going to put them on top of the camera and shoot straight off the top of the camera, which I do not recommend for a photo shoot. But like the photo shoot we did the other day, comparing, you know, talking about the Canon 70D, where we were testing the camera out, it's not a how to do photo shoot. This is a camera comparison, just like the Canon 70D was a camera review. So if you see some of the shots and you go, that's a terrible picture, yes, it probably is. I may be shooting in super tight, cutting off the top of the head up to the chin, just so we can zoom in and compare what the eyes look like. So don't take notes on how we're taking the pictures. So I think we're going to shoot on a gray and blue background on the inside. Then we're going to shoot some on a black background inside. Then we're going to shoot some on a white background inside. And then we may run outside and do 5 shots. Just a few shots, very few. But I'm going to start out in TTL mode. I want to see what I'm mostly interested in is a few things. Recycle time, very important as a wedding photographer. They both, I believe, are 1.5 seconds from full power, but we're going to be in TTL, so it shouldn't even take a second and a half. We should probably be less than a second how I'm going to be shooting. The flash heads are both round, so you're going to get about the same light spread. So what to me is important after those things, not in any certain order, but what is really important to me is the color. What kind of color cast are these going to give me? Is one going to be better than the other? Is one going to be magenta toward? Is one going to be toward yellow? We'll be inside, we'll be outside. On the inside, when we're shooting on some of the backgrounds, I can bounce off the ceiling. I'll shoot them straight at her. Again, my wife is getting suckered into doing this job. Again, it's a busy time of year trying to work. And we do these videos sometimes on some pretty short notice. And a lot of the girls I call are busy. And if I don't give them enough time ahead of time, and I'm terrible at planning ahead, so you guys have to forgive me for that. That is so hard to get people that, you know, especially during the week, on a weeknight, whatever. So my poor wife, she gets stuck with doing a lot of this work, and I really appreciate it. She's such a good, she works so hard. She's over a school. She does that. And then I'm always making her do videos, but I really appreciate it. Shout out to my wife for being so nice and cooperating and going along with me doing my videos. So, but the first thing when you pick up these up that you're going to notice is the menu system. Can you see those very good? Hopefully that Panasonic contrast focus has picked those up. But I really like that menu. Now, the reason that I would be hesitant to keep this newer flash is that we are wrapped up heavily into the Godox system. We have the 8200s, we have the MS300s, the Godox V1s, we have the Godox triggers, so we can use all this stuff together, and I can control flashes with this on my camera. I can control it with the new X3 remote, or even in the old Godox remotes can be all controlled with Godox. And if you switch to newer, it's not going to be compatible. However, we are considering keeping this flash for one simple reason. Since our 580EX2 went missing, my wife needs a flash for weddings. She does a lot of pictures of the girls getting ready. She does a lot of reception shots, but she doesn't really need a flash that's going to fit into all the Godox ecosystem that I was telling you guys about earlier. She just needs a lens. She just needs a flash she can bounce off the top of her camera at a wedding. So this is cheaper, basically the same power. If I get the color balance out of this that I get out of these, if it's really, really close, I'll save 60 bucks. We'll put this on our camera. So I'll hush for now. Let's get started and jump into the test. And just a note, I'm not going to video us shooting all the pictures. I know that gets kind of boring. It's kind of repetitive. So I probably won't video much of it, but I will, once I'm done, show you all guys all the pictures and do some comparisons side by side so that we can see them that way. So anyway, let's get started. Okay, after those first few images, the one thing I noticed was the newer tended a little bit toward yellow. It was kind of weird. It wasn't in every shot so much, but there were a few shots. It was a little bit too much yellow, so I noted those. I color corrected them. Now, as we go, the newer stayed a little bit more yellow than the Godox, but it didn't go quite as yellow as it did on the ones I had to color correct. Now, we're about to see some outside pictures a little further into this, and what happened was when we got outside, the newer was a little bit too hot. I didn't show those. They were acceptable probably, but they were a little bit hot, so I turned it down to negative 0.07, almost one stop, and then it fit fine. It did great, and we didn't have a lot of color cast on it. So that's what I saw in the images. So take a look at these, and then we'll finish the video. All right, so that's it, guys. That's our video. What did you think about the two flashes? I think they both are excellent flashes. I did get a little bit more yellow out of the Z2, but that's easily correctable. And I haven't used it for a long extended time, so I can't say that that's going to be common. That was just that day, some quick shots. So I haven't used it long enough to say, yes, that flash is going to be too yellow to use, or you're going to have to be doing a lot in Photoshop when you're done. Not to that point yet. And the Exposure accuracy, I think, was really good on both of them. They were both pretty much close. They were both pretty much the same through exposure accuracy, so that's not really an issue. We had that one issue outside, but that didn't take anything to fix. So, you know, I see these two flashes as being extremely, extremely close and extremely competitive with each other. So with that said, the Z2 is a little cheaper in price on sale. I believe it's going to come down to this. I believe they're both amazing flashes, bottom line. I'll use either one. Like I said, we are in the Godox ecosystem, so it's a little bit nicer to have the Godox. But like for my wife, for her weddings, she only needs one flash. She's not worried about being in any systems of anything. She just needs a flash she can bounce. And so we're going to keep the Neewer Z2 for her to use on weddings. And if we do have a little bit of yellow shift, we'll fix it. It's nothing hard to do. So anyway, I appreciate you guys watching. If you have any questions or anything, leave them down below. We're going to leave a link if you want either one of these flashes to affiliates of ours. So anyway, we appreciate you watching. Give us a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. You guys have a good day. Thanks.